Hello, dear ones. This is Neelam. In this part of Wisdom Thoughts for Contemplation, let us see if we are polarizing the duality of our world. First, let us understand and acknowledge the dual nature of our world. So, everything in our world comes in pairs. We have heat and we have cold, light and darkness, love and hatred, and so on. Heat does have a source, but cold is simply the absence of heat. Similarly, light has a source, and darkness is simply the absence of light. Love has a source, but hatred is simply absence of love, and so on. So does that make love good and hatred bad? No. This is the nature of our dual world. This is the duality of our world. Irrespective of what, we are going to experience each aspect of this duality. We are going to experience the heat, the cold, light, darkness, love, hatred in all their shades. This is the beauty of this duality world. We can gather lot of experiences from the different shades of this wide spectrum. If we look at heat and cold, we can understand that, well, there is nothing good or bad about it. But when it comes to light and dark, or love and hatred, we are quick at labeling them as good and bad. Are we not polarizing this? And this polarity is actually causing us to react to the experiences of our duality world. So instead of accepting hatred as is, because we have labeled it as bad, when we feel hatred towards anyone, then we try to run a hypocrisy program and cover up the hatred emotion that is arising in us. Can we simply look at it as an experience? Darkness is an experience just as light is. Hatred is an experience just as love is. It's about time that we see that it is natural to be in the dual world and experience love as well as hatred. What is wrong in it? If I experience the emotion of love for someone, what is wrong if I experience the emotion of hatred or jealousy about someone? Is it not simply about experiencing the emotion? Why do we want to label everything as good or bad? This is polarization. Now let us look at the contradictions of our labeling process. We accept the darkness of our nights along with the light of our days, but we do not want to accept the dark side of our mind along with the light side of it. We label love as good and hatred as bad. But we directly or indirectly teach our children to hate others and compete with them. We train our soldiers to hate someone just because they are standing on the other side of some imaginary border. There are innumerable examples of these contradictions. Isn't this polarization as per convenience? and this leads to reactions. So even when we are being good to others and we are trying to help others, it is actually a reaction to something that we regard as good. And when we are suppressing our emotions just because it is labeled as bad, it is still a reaction. So when we polarize the duality of our world, what we essentially do is we start reacting by either expressing ourselves or by suppressing. And this is actually taking us, pulling us away from the center towards the extremes of the spectrum. Wisdom says that the ultimate goal of the duality world is to come to the center, to the equanimity, wherein we experience everything, every aspect of this dual world with equanimity. Instead of reacting, we simply experience those by being in that moment, by being a witness to those experiences. Hopefully, these wisdom hints would help us challenge the innumerable places where we actually have induced polarization through our belief systems.